And now, just under the wire, like literally a minute and 49 seconds before the Holy Babel intro starts playing for our first New Testament book, the Scathing Atheist proudly presents the last of these fucking minor prophet poems, Malachi, in rhyme. Long ago when we finished the Pentateuch, and I thought of the time and resolve that it took, and I bookmarked the page and upon second look realized we'd made only a dent, I started to question our motives in reading a book that's less fun than your testicles bleeding, but we plowed through, and I say that while freely conceding it put the test back in Old Testament. Now, the historical books up the ante of boredom. We had doubts of their value, but deftly ignored them. Less fun than performing a roadkill postmortem while deer ticks convene on your skin, as it repeats all the stuff it's already repeated, and just when you think that the echo's completed, you open up Chronicles, and here you are treated to all of it said yet again. Now, the following section appeared to have promise. They call them the wisdom books, and to be honest, yes, they're vain and insane and they're famously pompous, but it's an almost appropriate title. For though its paternalist bent still atrocious and God still a violent asshole, you'll notice that as bad as it is, it's still doubtless the closest to wisdom you'll find in the Bible. The prophets come next. They're deranged and ignoble, and all of them warn us that God will make global conditions that suck when compared to Chernobyl, and thus he's merciful, moral, and wise. They babble like people who live on the subway. They're naked and frothing, their scalps are all stubbly, and they're ranting like Exodore, screaming that someday an army of zombies will rise. But Isaiah through Daniel just weren't sufficient. Silly me, thought an author who says he's omniscient could be slightly more pithy, but it turns out he isn't, so 12 minor prophets remained. These were short little books, so we cautiously hoped they'd be easy compared to the others, but nope, by the end of it I was seeking a stool on a rope, and for all of it, nothing was gained. They said I'd be moved by the power of God, so I feel like I should be impressed, but I'm not. With no likable heroes and no twists to the plot, and a book that they claimed was unequaled? I was told there'd be insight. Instead, we got none as we ticked off the biblical books one by one. The only good thing I'm feeling is done. I just hope there isn't a sequel.